I haven't seen any of Todd Field's previous films, but I sure as hell am gonna watch them now.
The Oscar goes to Parasite. Genuinely quite stressful.
Julia, suck it.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to my review of Tar, one of my most anticipated films of this year. Released, I just saw it like an hour ago. So these thoughts have not gestated in my mind for multiple days. And I'm going to be thinking about this movie for the rest of the year, for the rest of my life, forever. I mean, I'm spoiling it, but I love this movie. I mean, this is the kind of movie made for me. But yeah, this film is something special. So the film follows renowned musician Lydia Tarr, who is days away from recording the symphony that will elevate her career. And yeah, I don't want to say anything else. Pretty much, Kate Blanchett is playing a world-renowned composer and conductor who's got some issues with herself personally. She's a little problematic, but we'll talk about that in a second. But yeah, first off, fucking Kate Blanchett. Jesus Christ, this is an acting masterclass. Like, oh my God. It is incredible. I think it delivers for what me personally, she delivers easily my favorite performance of the year so far. Easily the best of the year so far. And the best I've personally seen performance-wise from her. I have missed a few key performances. I have not seen Blue Jasmine. I know, hate on me as much as you will, but that's also a Woody Allen film, so you can't hate on me too much. But yeah, this is just an incredible performance. She commands the audience's attention for the entire 2.5 hours, which we'll talk about the runtime in a second. But it's perfect. I have no complaints. But it's a fascinating character study of a very flawed artist whose hunger for like perfection in her craft of music kind of like destroys everything in her path because she's very selfish and only cares about herself. If you yourself are an artist or like to create things or have a passion, really, if you have a passion, everyone has passions. You should see this movie. It is a amazing portrait of someone who has a passion and just like pushes it way too far. I think for a lot of people, but especially for artists, I think that's something that'll be like, oh wow. But yeah, and I'm not going to spoil anything, but she also is a very exploitative and abusive person in a position of power. And yeah, you're not going to really like her. She's very problematic, very much so. But the film kind of masterfully like threads this line and like criticizes like the culture, the kind of culture that would allow her as a human being to rise up and gain her success, despite being so problematic. But it criticizes that culture that allows her to gain that success, but it also at the same time criticizes the more modern culture that would try to cancel and like take her down because of that. And it's incredible. Field isn't like making a direct statement about like today's culture or like her as like what you should think about her. He's not telling you what to think. He's just instead painting this fascinating character portrait and letting you decide what to think. It just really makes you question your place in the culture and everything. It's really good. Makes you think, and I like art that makes you think. I know Kate Blanchett is going to get all the praise that everyone who sees the movie will praise her, and she deserves all the praise in the entire world and then some. But I do need to say Nina Haas is also really good in this film, and I don't think she will get as much attention as she deserves because this is a Kate Blanchett acting masterclass. But yeah, she's a major reason for why the film works. She plays Tar. Lydia Tar is who the character Kate Blanchett plays. She plays her wife, and they just have a fascinating relationship. And Nina Haas's character. It's kind of like the audience stand-in, as she kind of like pieces together the stuff that her wife has done. And yeah, I'll leave it at that. But yeah, she's a crucial part of this film, and she gave a really good performance. Yeah, those are the two. I mean, Kate Blanchett's obvious acting standout, but beyond that, Nina Haas is really, really good in this movie. I would look out for her to pop up definitely some places at some awards shows. And beyond that, I mean, I mentioned it in the beginning, but I'm going to have to watch Todd Field's previous two films because hot damn is he an incredible director. It is this movie is masterfully directed. I haven't seen his other two films, but I would just like based off this say this might be his best direction. Yeah, I haven't seen them, but yeah, it is like he displays a level of precision and control in his direction that is very rare to see. It's almost like Kubrickian in the way it's like I don't even have words for it. He did really good here, you know. Look out for him. He did really good. It is 2 hours and 38 minutes, heads up. May seem daunting to a lot of you, but trust me when I say this. Like trust me. The movie is incredibly edited and extremely well paced. Me personally, I mean, I guess I can only speak for myself, but I was enthralled and mesmerized for the entire two and a half plus hours. Every second of this film, I was like, wow, wow. Other aspects that were also incredible. Hilder's score, awesome, splendid, spectacular. And the film's entire use of sound in general is like really, really well done. I think some of the best sound design and use of sound I've seen this year. It's an interesting look at the perspective of someone whose entire life and career revolves around sound, as she's a composer. She's like almost constantly and consistently distracted from anything she has to do by like these outside extraneous noises, like something as simple as a doorbell or like knocking and stuff like that. It constantly takes her attention away and like she's ruffled by them. Um, and like I don't know, just this, and then there's obviously the scenes where she's composing music. But yeah, and oh my god, you should see like you saw glimpses of it in the trailer, but the like body language and physicality and the fierceness that Kate Blanchett embodies when like doing the conducting, like Jesus, I could watch it on a loop. It's incredible. Um, yeah, I mean, I could talk about this movie for hours. This is the kind of movie that you could watch and then talk about it for hours, and then just like you could examine the entire film. It is one of those rare movies one of those rare Oscar contenders each year that actually feels like, I mean, this might offend a lot of previous Oscar nominees, but it actually feels like art, you know? I don't, it's probably gonna trigger some people, but this is something that you could study and like write essays about, which you cannot do about Bohemian Rhapsody or Green Book. Yeah, this movie is special. Maybe my favorite of the year. It's Everything Everywhere All at Once is still high up there as well. Easily the best performance I've seen this year with Kate Blanchett. I highly encourage you all to go watch this movie. It's incredible. It's incredible. I mean, if you have, and it's not for everyone. I think watch the trailer, especially the like final trailer. And if you don't like that trailer, probably not for you. It is it's an artsy movie, but I like artsy abstract movies. I adored it. So yeah, in the end, Tar is a spectacular character portrait of this incredibly flawed composer and how each action she takes, she is composing her own downfall. I love it so much. But let's get on to the Oscar chances. So let's start off with the obvious thing. Kate Blanchett is being nominated at every freaking ceremony everywhere for Best Actress. She's winning. I'm sorry. I just this is like the competition, like they would have to be giving like incredible career best performances that are somehow better than Kate Blanchett's career best performance. I mean, she seems unstoppable. I think she might be a sweeper. She's just so incredible in this, and Kate Blanchett is such a well-respected and renowned performer that she would be deserving of 3 Oscars. I mean, and they have given people multiple Oscars just recently as well. Mahershala Ali, Frances McDormand, so they're not against it. And yeah, I I find it hard to believe that there would be many other performances this year in general that I would like more than this performance. It is just really, really good. So yeah, she's getting nominated. Absolutely, she's winning in my opinion. Definitely our front runner. But yeah, other nominations I have getting into picture. There's always, I think, at least, especially now that we're expanded to 10 slots, there's going to be one slot in there where it's kind of more of like a critics' favorite kind of movie that sneaks in there, like the critics' ceremonies, at all the different regions, New York, LA, all their ceremonies and nominees and winners can kind of over time, especially towards the end, push a movie into sneaking into picture. Kind of like Drive My Car last year, I think very much got in there because of the support from critics. Yeah, I think this will be more of the like critically renowned artsier movie to get into picture. So I think it'll get in there. Best director, I think he's getting nominated. Todd Field returning to directing after 16 years. And like I mentioned in the review, this is just like, I mean, it's not like in your face directing, like a bunch of like, there's a lot of amazing technical aspects to this movie, but it's not like a blockbuster. But yeah, this is incredibly, incredibly well directed. Um, and I think he will be nominated. I would like him to be nominated. Other possibilities, I think those are your big top three there. Um, Original screenplay, I would have it getting in there. I think it will probably get in there, but there's also a world where it could miss. But I think that the writing is also very well done. Everything about this movie is well done. I don't have really any complaints. Um, those other possibilities, best supporting actress. I actually do have Nina Haas in my fifth spot currently in supporting actress, just because when you look at previous Kate Blanchett, like what's considered her previous best performances, Blue Jasmine, Carol, both of them, her performance was so strong that she carried in supporting actresses with her, and coattailed in Sally Hawkins in Blue Jasmine and Rooney Mara, who's more of a lead to be honest, but in Carol. And I've seen it. Nina Haas does deliver the goods. It's not like a complete Oscar bait kind of performance, but I think she'll definitely get a lot of recognition at like some critic um awards and like maybe one or two of the artsier ceremonies, kind of like BAFTAs maybe. I think in the end, I think she'll get in there. But I mean, we're months and months away, so that's just what I currently have. But I have her getting in there, and I think also look out for this movie in sound. I think it'll probably be shortlisted, and it could end up being nominated. I mean, they nominated Power of the Dog in sound last year. So yeah, I would definitely look out for it there because the sound design is also really well done here. People are going to mention score with Hilder. From what I've heard, I mean, I don't like have an ear for this kind of stuff, but a lot of this movie's score is composed of like previous work. So that would probably make it ineligible for best original score. And I think she'll probably be nominated for Women Talking anyways. But if this is actually eligible, I think it's definitely good enough that she would be nomination worthy. But we'll have to see on that. But yeah, guys, 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 listen. Go watch Tar. Do it. Yeah. That's how I'm gonna end the video. Just like whatever you're doing, if it's playing near you, stop, buy your tickets, and go watch it. It is so good. Like as each second right now passes by, the more I think about it, the more I adore this movie. Um, yeah, it's really good. Yeah, so comment your thoughts on the movie down below if you've seen it. If you haven't seen it, comment down how hyped you are. Um, yeah, what Oscar nominations you think it could get. And yeah, how excited are you to see Kate Blanchett finally get her third Oscar? I'm pretty excited personally. Yeah. So thank you all for watching. Subscribe, like all that fun stuff, and see ya.